And we're live for the first ever Rogues Alley on the YouTube Rogue Deckbuilder channel. I'm going to finish off some leagues that I've been procrastinating to do for the old series that we did on a couple weeks back on Gathering Magic. So the deck I have in front of you is kind of a Samut Majestic Mariarch, which we'll probably be playing later on, unless we have some other ideas for what you'd like to see. But we'll wait for some other people to get in the channel and we'll start the leagues off. So hopefully all the audio is good. I tried to upgrade the stream a little bit. I had it working and now it's not working with a couple of the widgets I had going. So anyway, we'll get back on to the swing of things with stream. I've been watching some other streamers for ideas. Streaming's just not my thing. Usually I like to just record games and then edit out the dead parts and then post it to YouTube. So that's kind of the problem I think with Magic the Gathering is there's a lot of dead time. I've been watching the Twitch streams for Magic Arena right now, and oh man, it is so sluggish. Like I know people are still trying to get familiarized with the way that the arena mechanics work, and it was just painful. It was worse than watching like a live paper game by far. So I'm not impressed with Arena so far. I think it's a lot of booms and things like that that you don't need. I'd rather have the layout that Magic the Gathering has, or excuse me, MTGO has, rather than the Arena kind of weird look and kind of condensed buttons and stuff like that. So anyway, that's my first impression of Arena. Of course, I don't like the economy of it too. I think it takes away from the collectible card game aspect of Magic, but it might actually be okay. I like the trading aspect of MTGO. It's one of the things that I find fun. So anyway, we won't get in on a huge rant about Arena. I think that Wizards is going all in on Arena, and I think that's a mistake. I think they should just try to focus on what they have going right now, even though MTGO does need a big overhaul. So, looks like there's enough of us in here. I'll be switching back on tabs. That's 7 of us watching. We'll go ahead and get a game going. So I think that the last couple games might be... I can't even remember. It's been forever. Like, the whole plan was to play 4 matches on the Gathering Magic channel and then play the final matchup on my channel. And then I just have been out of the swing of things. So we have whatever this is. Let's go ahead and check out the deck. See what this, view the deck. All right, so this is going to be, okay, it's going to be very similar to the one that we were just looking at, except the land count is so dismal. So I've updated this to have a better 24 lands. It felt like I needed way more lands. This Otepic Hunter is terrible as well. So it's been updated in my latest version. Answer you on Twitter. What, Tasty? Did you send me a message on Twitter? I don't want to answer you on Twitter. So I guess Tasty's here with the Banhammer. If you guys get out of hand, right? Right, Tasty? Well, we have a match with this one. So slide the window here so everyone can see it. And I think that this deck has some merit to it. It's the next one I want to 5-0 with. It's gonna be a lot harder to 5-0 with this deck compared to the Merit Master deck was. So we're probably gonna have to tune it like crazy because I don't think it's got favorable matchups versus a couple of the approach. Oketra's Monument I think will be a tough matchup. I think the white blue Godville's Gift is gonna be a tough match. Teamer Energy though is what this deck was originally built for. This is a keepable hand. We have most everything we need here. So let me explain the combo. The combo is trying to find Samut and the Mariarch, and that creates enough damage to one-shot an opponent. So we do get the energy right off the bat here. Matchup. So we'll have to see what flavor of energy this is. I'll try to check out chat while I'm playing. Man, it's something that I definitely knew about, trying to play Magic while keeping up with chat. So we'll go out the forest. That allows for the Rootbound Crag. Usually you can just play the Rootbound Crag into play tapped. There's no need to holding it back. I mean, we don't have anything for the untapped land. So, all right. So it's going to be the Whiting Constrictor version, which I'm not sure. Okay, now we have the combo. I just want to get lands from here on out. And we'll go with the Drover. The Drover is going to get bigger with the Deathgorge Scavenger. So if this gets Fatal Pushed or Walking Ballistas, we're in bad shape. But otherwise, I think we're in pretty decent shape, especially if our opponent thinks that they're the aggro deck and tries to race me. And then I think we will be able to just win here. So I'll just take the 2 damage. Hopefully we draw into... Nope. So I'm going to play the safe route and just go a Chandler Initiate. See, this is the problem that I found with this deck, was it needs to hit land drops, and I was very greedy when I built it. A lot of the decks that I played, I just didn't test at all before I'd play them. And, I mean, of course, that's a huge mistake, just going in blind, because you start to find holes in the game plan of this deck. See, I think that we're going to lose this matchup because we missed the land drop. So it means that we're not going to get an Alpha out or a Samut out, or this Samut out on time. And that's going to put us back a turn. And so we're just going to die to damage here. But anyway, what's going on, everyone? Everyone get mad at John in the chat for stealing my commander deck that I was going to do a deck tech on, or go check out his commander deck tech. I just saw it. He posted it, Theta Adele, one of my favorite commanders. See, it's right here, right in front of my screen. And Tasty actually did an awesome intro for it. And then John has to go and steal our thunder. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Now I'm going to look like I net deck John. All right, so here, again, I just plain miss. I don't think I can go Samut here to kill anything. This is probably the best I can hope for, is a Ripjaw. And we'll just die to any sort of removal. I have to make a trade with the Rogue Refiner. But you can see, though, if I would have hit lands here, the Samut can come out and probably double strike off a Rishkar, and we'd still be up. Vraska's Contempt, and we just lose. So, yeah, this is a terrible, terrible deck. I'll be the first one to admit it. 21 lands was insanely greedy. I thought the Dorks would get us there, but it's something that is not good enough. So I think Chandra is good in this particular matchup. The Cannonade's not. We don't need cards like the Deathgorge or Scavenger. It's probably the right card to take out, because the rest of these at least do have some sort of... And the Monstrosaurs always come out, because I just had too many of them. This is a match where Shaper's Sanctuary is not terrible, because there's Vraska's Contempts and stuff, so I'm going to bring in one, and it can keep us up with the... I think Savage Stomps are necessary evil in this deck too, as they are a way for us to get above card advantage, as well as draw, or as well as take out pivotal creatures. So I think this is how I'd build it. Maybe take out just a Samut that tested. It's very tough to protect in this match. But yep, howdy everyone that just joined. So everyone also go check out Legendary Mana's channel. Just click on his profile right there. We had a great interview. A lot of you are asking questions in chat about questions I've answered on that stream, or at least have tweeted at me or just messaged me. And we had a pretty lengthy interview about the woes of having a game store right now. So I'll keep this. This is another 2-lander. If we get stuck on that too, we're in bad shape, but we can play this one. And I can't remember what the other deck that we need to finish off a league is with. But after that, I'm either open to your suggestions, or we can play some Marionette Master combo, or we can try to make this deck actually competitive. So it's up to you guys what route you'd like to go. So Double Blasting Defense, of course, is not a card that I want to see. And I think we're going to have the exact same problem as we did last time. This is going to get pushed, I'm sure. Fatal Push isn't actually that great versus our deck, because it just flat out misses to a lot of cards. But yeah, it is what it is. So Long Test Cub, another card I can't interact with, and if we just miss lands, this is the problem with those greedy land counts. So I'm just giving it up. I don't want to waste time with it. It's over. So you can see that I went 2 and 3 with it. I keep bumping my mic. The deck was the land count was absolutely terrible. I think when I built it, I thought I was running a tune with Aethers, and then just forgot to put them in, and then like created the deck as is. And so it needed a higher land count to get there. So, all right, we'll try to catch up with chat here for a second. So first, RDB stream. Well, thanks for joining, Filth Moon. yeah, everyone else here is pretty much regulars. So thanks, regulars, for showing up. So MTG Lion just made a video about how he would be willing to spend $500 a month on MTG. I don't think you have to. I think someone calculated out like if they're going to follow the Hearthstone's model, it doesn't even need to be nearly that. The problem that I have with Arena is I like to use MTGO as testing, so that then I buy the cards in paper, the cards that I want, not the other way around. I don't want to grind for cards and that's what like Hearthstone is just one big massive grind. And yes, you can get there quite quickly if you put, a bunch of money into it, but it's in fact, I don't have much. Maybe someone in chat can explain the economy of Hearthstone, because of course Wizards is going to try to replicate it, and I don't know if that's the best idea. Like, I think that Wizards trying to be Hearthstone is a huge mistake, because the games are very different on how they play out. One is pretty good with spectators because it's quick, it's fast paced. Everything is sorcery speed, so you're action, not this big stack that happens in Magic the Gathering. One of the things that I hated when I was watching the MTG Arena stream is even like having to scroll through your graveyard, just all this like stuff. It's like, why? What is the point to it when you can have everything on MTGO that already has like at least a decent format? I didn't think I'd ever be like defending MTGO, because there's just a lot of things on this platform that are just archaic, is the right way to put it. And they could just easily update it and to make it a little more just viewer friendly and user friendly. I don't think they need a huge overhaul to try to be like the Hearthstone or some of these other games that have come out recently. So yeah, I've already said I like the trading part of MTGO to find cards quickly, and this is just gonna be a mess with trying to get decks. They've already said they're going to give streamers packages probably for Arena. I doubt I'll be on that list because I'm on their naughty list, so they're just going to ignore like I exist. So, okay, all my videos have been coming up as unmonetized. That is everybody. In fact, that's becoming a pet peeve, Legendary Mana, of all these people on Twitter saying, "Oh, look, YouTube, you unmonetized my video about squirrels. How come you unmonetized it?" They're all showing up unmonetized, and they quickly either correct it or you have to hit that manual review. YouTube is trying to find a good that's a monetization scheme, and that's how it is with me. So anyway, so they have a daily cap of gold earned at 100, not counting gold earned from daily quests. You get 10 gold every 3 wins for Hearthstone. I tried Hearthstone. It just wasn't my cup of tea. Maybe I'd like it. I'm not sure. It's just it's tough for me to get into Magic Light type games, and that's kind of how I feel about Dota 2 versus League of Legends. I tried League of Legends. I gave League of Legends my all of trying to get into it, because all of my friends at the time played League of Legends, and so they'd all bring their laptops to the store and play League of Legends, and they want, coming as a huge, StarCraft player at one point in time, and then a huge Dota player, they'd want me to play some games with them. I tried League of Legends, and I'm like, well, every time I tried to play, I'm like, man, I wish I was playing Dota. And that's how Hearthstone was. I'm like, I just rather play Magic at this point. So anyway, let's get on to the other crap fest of a league that I joined and finish off this one. Let's see what this deck was. I can't even remember what this was. It's been so long. So this was this was the grab and go deck. This is also a very janky deck that has another low land count, but this one actually does have renegade maps. Tries to utilize hidden stockpile, and it's got the Yahini, Hazaret, and Bantu combo. So then you use Bantu's Last Reckoning, kills everything. Yahini gets huge. The Hazaret, hopefully you have no cards in hand, you can attack with it. It has indestructible, and Bantu then can also attack in. So that's the theory. So what is this? What do we call it? Like grab and go gods type deck. We'll hurry and lose a match with this terrible deck. Speaking of jank, I was inspired today just talking with Saffron Olive. He and I have a friendly little bet going on about who can break or at least win a game with the new 7-drop card that gets a treasure for each land you control. I'm going to try to break it with Marionette Master, of course. See if I can get a win before he does. But I have some interesting ideas for 2 new video series. If anyone is interested, let me know in the comment sections how you feel about these. The first one, just a play on words, it's kind of what I used to do for a Patreon tier. I think it still is a Patreon tier, but sometimes, like, I'm a fickle person, and sometimes I just can't. There'll be months that I'll just be, like, especially in the summer, where I'll just be too distracted, too busy for to really play every user's deck. But I want to start a video series called the Rogue Refiner, where I take user-submitted decks and try to refine them, try to make them a little bit better. So whether I have a card to play with or a particular deck list, that's the series I want to do that one for. And then I also, just by the little friendly play on words I had with Saffron, I'm thinking about creating a series called something like Let's Jank Off, or, you know, something with having a jank off, or time to jank off type thing, where I'm just going to play crazy decks. Some of my most popular decks historically were decks that were pretty terrible. And like there was one that was trying to get Unexpected Worms, I think it was. It was trying to get Worldspine Worm off of Unexpected Results. And people love that deck. It made the top post in the Reddit Magic TCG. And, you know, I know Saffron does Against the Odds and some other lists like that. I think I've just been too hyper-focused on competitive decks, or trying to be competitive, and kind of lost my roots with just trying out bad cards and seeing if we can get them to work. So anyway, those are some of the two ideas. I'm thinking one of them will be sponsored by someone. I am in the talks with a person that wants to sponsor some videos. So I think I'll keep Rogue's Alley here on this channel just because it's kind of my bread and butter. But one of the other two series will be on my channel. And then, well, I walked into that censor. And then we'll have the other series on the sponsor channel. So there'll be some good cross promotions. So, alrighty. What have I missed in the comment section? Tasty's supposed to be moderating this for questions. Yeah, Revel in Riches was another card. People have been talking about the blue, what is it, Metallurgic Summonings with treasures too for these. I don't like those typical I win buttons. So this can be a boring match. Who plays an Approach the Second Sun in a friendly queue? That's the most unfriendly thing you can do, is play a boring ass Drago control deck. Jeez, people. I'm not going to sit here and tell you how to play Magic, but friends don't let friends play Approach the Second Suns. We'll just put that out there. So, what else is everyone up to these days? Any other... I guess there hasn't really been any other cards besides the dual deck nonsense that's been sponsored. There's a Search for Azcanta. Alright, so at least we get to resolve a Treasure Keeper, which Treasure Keeper is actually pretty good against this deck. But this is not a deck we want to be facing, is a Approach the Second Suns. So we have a pretty bad draw. We needed it to establish that Hidden Stockpiles, but even Hidden Stockpiles isn't the greatest versus this. Yeah, go ahead and insult my deck. Come on, dude, do it. Insult my deck in a friendly queue. There's so many people when they start to see this stuff, they get mad. I mean, that's with you'd be surprised at how often in these tournaments you'll get people get upset that you play a certain deck. And every time I see a pause, I'm just waiting for the comment, just daring them, because this was a friendly queue that I joined for this one. So okay, this is the red version that where they splash for Harness Lightning. I guess I could have sacked this before to try to get a good... Nah, it doesn't matter. We'll get in for some damage. I have a hard time thinking we're going to... be able to race this approach, especially with the Search for Azcanta digging for it. So yeah, I love playing against Approach the Second Suns decks because you always lost Legacy the Approach and then they scoop. So Gotta love Magic when they run one-trick pony decks. That's my problem with Modern right now. I've told this story before about my last league in Modern, queuing up with Soul Sisters. Played against Storm, and then through the Breach. And it was actually 3-2 with the match. But every game is decided by if I had a Rest in Peace or not. All right, so there is the Harness Lightning just fizzles. So no energy off of that. Doesn't really matter. And we do get a damage off of the and the Essence Scatter out of the way. So I guess that's okay. And there's a Bantu the Glorified. So do I want to... I don't think I care too much. That's just good card advantage. So we will tap... I guess I do have to tap a black source. And we played a land this turn, so that, right? So there, yep, there's no point to activating it. That's a good way too. Legendary mana to win the game off their own approaches. I've done a similar thing with Gonti before. I think I was playing it. What did I play? Aetherix Marvel, and used it got so late that I cast their own Ulamog against them. That was fun. Hey, yeah, it is D Manny. How's it going, bud? I still need to install that on my phone. One of these days. Maybe I'll just get it from my computer. Just you know, download it. Whoops. I'm not even paying attention and oh, that's lame. Do I even care about casting this? No. I probably should have cast it anyway. Does it stay on top if not? No, bottom. So that's the problem with heavy control cards, is sometimes you just don't have anything to do with the Treasure Keeper. So remember here to, and expect play mistakes too if I'm looking at chat, and oh, I have to sacrifice another creature to draw a card. Oh, now that only scries. How come I'm thinking Bantu does stuff? That card's awful. Jeez, this card is so bad. Womp womp. We're going to flood out versus the control deck. So anyone figured out the story for Rivals yet? Haven't have they announced what the storyline is, that Vraska was a collaborator with the vampires this entire time? Is that what this terrible story is? What minority group is Vraska going to represent this time in the storyline? Womp womp. Kevin getting political. Oh. Locust God. Well. That's pretty good against what we're doing. So it's going to kill us with, and this is what's terrible about getting, you know, the double. So I can't attack or block unless a creature died under my control. Oh my goodness. This card is awful. This is as bad as Kefnet. No point casting the other one. I wonder if I have like Tormenting Voices in this deck. I don't even know what's in this deck, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think do I care about this to just kill, put it back in hand, Landstone on tap? Yeah, we'll cast it. Might as well. Well, Kefnet can actually be played in a modern deck where you can keep your handful. Bantu is just terrible. I just can't. The sacrifice a creature each opponent loses a life, you gain a life. That's a huge activation. I think that this should have been cut down to just one colorless, or even possibly a black. That's a huge chunk of resources you have to put in to just opponent losing life, scrying, and gain life. It should have drawn a card. It should have done something besides that. This was, I think, the worst designed one out of the gods. The Menace is kind of weird just on the 4/6 body. I understand that this is one of the gods that does survive Hour of Devastation. You know, the rest of them do die from the 5 damage, right? Because Ronus dies. Yeah, there's the approach. So my opponent must have it here at the beginning of next turn. Oh, I hate this deck so much. And that is game. All right. So the good news is we have lost legacies, and I hope that's the... We're going to bring in Deadeye Trackers. I think they're fine. Castouts are okay versus Search for Azcanthus, but really nothing else. If I really worry about the Scarab God, treasure maps are definitely good in here too, and same with the Argos Bloodfast. So it's all about just getting the hidden stockpiles. I don't think we even need, like, we can cut down in 1 makeshift munition. We don't need any of the Fatal's pushes or the Bantu's Last Reckoning. That's where we really get, and then all of this stuff, the hijacks. So actually we can still put in some, so the makeshift munitions are just better, and so are cast outs. So Dispossess, I don't think there's any targets. Same thing with the Sweltering Suns. We can at least, their Torrential Gearhulks are probably in this deck, and so something that carries as expertise could be useful for that. But I think that, I don't know if I'd just rather have Sweltering Suns that I can cycle away. I mean, I'm going to have to use some bad cards here no matter what. So, I don't know what's the correct card to bring in. I could take their own god and use it against them. I think I'd just rather cycle some Sweltering Suns and bring in one carries as expertise. But yeah. Anyway, what was I talking about? Now I've lost my train of thought. That's going to happen a lot while I'm trying to play and read some comments. So, what is everyone hoping for in the new set? I think we're like 1 or 2 dinosaurs away from making dinosaurs actually good enough to compete. I still don't think it will take over energy, because energy is just really, really solid in all the slots. It's just, it's got everything it needs. Whereas this is actually keepable, I think. This is a weird hand, but I think it's keepable. Because we don't have to be, we're not on any like time. That we have to like establish either threats or defense. So we have time just to like cast, even if I miss here off the other land, and we hit the land anyway. So this actually makes it really good. So treasure map, I'm trying to figure out which one. I think a Deadeye Tracker plus a Renegade map is the way to go. So, pirates, I still think pirates need like another flying creature to be good in Rivals of Ixalan, and then you can go like this pseudo tempo flying pirates. Favorable Winds might actually be pretty good in the meta, and then we'll start to see other decks start running sweepers again. We're not seeing a lot of sweepers at the moment because everything is going against. If we're seeing sweepers of the white variants, not really the red variants. All right, where do we go from here? What don't I want countered? So I think what we're going to actually do is we're going to establish treasure map. So I think that we'd rather have a mountain here. And we're going to, hopefully this doesn't get negated. We'll go ahead and scry right now. I'm going to put that on the bottom. We don't need it. I want to hit land drops. And we need hidden stockpiles just for lots of value. I want to just keep scrying until I hit a lost legacy. Yeah, we've seen it. We've seen like what, one of the artifact transform lands. They seem, the one that was spoiled. It looks like it's going to require. Isn't it a 4-drop to begin with? So it's not going to transform like the rest of them do as quickly. So do I need to establish? Let's establish a scry here because I'm gonna try for a land. I'm gonna scry anything away but a land. Yeah, even that feel very familiar. And that's a terrible card. So exile 2 target cards from a graveyard. I think here we just attack in again rather than try to exile cards. Maybe that's a mistake. We'll see. Because this is opponent's graveyard, right? Yeah, that sucks. Well, opponent is going to opt, so maybe I should have kept this back in case my opponent wants to resolve. What would they resolve on this one, though? It's just a typical draw. Okay, double opt. Now I do want my Deadeye tracker activation. I don't even know if I like Naya dinosaurs. I think we just need another good solid green dinosaur, and you can go a lot of different routes. If a big plus if it has another way to interact with Winding Constrictor with +1/+1 counters. But it's going to really need to be pushed to compete with energy. Their energy is insanely solid at the moment. So see if my opponent wants to disallow this trigger. This can go on bottom as well. We still need the lands. And I'm just going to exile these 2 things because I need a land. Where be the lands? There it is. All right, cool. So that's fine. Now we've got some card advantage. We'll have a lot of mana. I'm expecting Marinate Master. Of course, there was the card spoiled today that makes Marinate Master kind of cool with the 7. I think it's way too janky to realistically get it to work consistently. But if we get some more treasure creators, Marinate Master, of course, gets better. And what else mechanics we have? So it should be at least have some sort of artifact theme to it, like a few more artifacts because of the 4-drop that flips and turns into the Tolarian Academy. Can't post links here, huh? Is that something in my settings, or is that something that just cannot happen on chat? All right, so now we're hitting the lands. The problem is, I think my opponent's got a lot of counters available. So what I'm going to do, we're going to try to... I think Captain Lunary Storm is better. This will probably get Essence Scattered. And then I think I'll just cast like a... No, okay, we're just going to attack in with the Captain. Oh, Captain, my Captain. And it might get exiled here. With a... Okay, we're going to draw. So we can get a +1/+0 counter. Or a +1/+0 until end of turn. I don't think the treasure map is the right call. I think we'll just continue to do the Deadeye tracker. Eat away my opponent's graveyard. And we will put out... What do we need now still? Plains? Have 2 of each? Sure. Well, maybe we will establish a... Nah, I still think we'll just do this right now. Make the torrential gearhooks a lot worse than they are. And we hit a land again. Opponent still is very full. So we're holding down the Search for Azcanta. But I definitely need to find the Lost Legacies to take care of my opponent's win con. Renegade Map is something at least we can cast. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and sack a treasure to draw a card. Cast out will be okay. Let's just establish a Oketra. Ah, we'll get countered. We don't want a Oketra to get countered. Let's go Yahini. But yeah, so did I explain the other? So yeah, the two streams, or the, I don't know if I want to do them streams for the two new video series. I think they'll just be taped. And how do you guys feel about Rogue's Alley being, do you like the more taped versions or do you like live streams? Again, I need some work with my live streams, but I'm okay with doing more live streams. It's very easy. We've been pretty quiet here at the store. So live streaming has been feasible. Sometimes it gets busy here and noisy, and it's too hard to live stream, but past couple days have been very, very slow. All right, so Oketra can win this game quite easily. Hey, thanks for the donation, Pack Crack. If you ever need any products, by the way, if you sent to you for cheap, man, I offering all YouTubers the do pack openings on their channel, cheap products. Helps us with the distribution as well, like kind of building a rapport with our distributors. So if you have a pack opening channel or just any other YouTube channel you need product for, give me a buzz and I'll see if I can hook you up. But I appreciate the donation. All right. Anyway, what was I talking about? I'll be saying that through the stream like crazy. What are we talking about? So this has to have what, 3 other creatures to make it worthwhile. There still could be a. Yeah, I don't know if it's worthwhile. I think we just still need to dig for that Lost Legacy. The only way I can ship products to Canada, Jason, is if I open the products. That's the only, like, Wizards cracks down on that very, very hard. So if I were to send you sealed products, we have to slit it open. So that means any, like, packs, like a pack, for example, will have to be slit at the top. And all the boxes, like the wrapping will have to, it can't be sealed any longer is the thing. So I can send you products if you trust me just to slit it, but that's, and then shipping to Canada sometimes can be really, really painful, the cost on some of them. All right, so let's go ahead and, what do we want to do here? I have a hard time thinking this hidden stockpiles will hit. I'm sure it will get disallowed or something. No, it does hit. That's actually pretty good, because now we can cast a Filigree Familiar. And I am going to go ahead and sack it. You gonna Torrential Gearhulk the disallow, or Torrential Gearhulk the activation? Which one does he want to disallow? I don't care either way. This is pretty funny. The draw card of the scry. Yep, just gonna make it so I don't draw a card. Sure, I still get the activation off hidden stockpiles. Is exactly what I wanted. And do we want a Hazoret? I think a Hazoret's good enough to have on top. All right, so let me turn off this heater. It's frying my butt real quick. But yeah, much better. Okay, so we get a servo here, and we can pass it back to our opponent. So yeah, so I guess with formatting, with the rogue refiners, that sound good. Like if anyone, the question I get by far the most in my email and on Facebook and on like, there's been even times people have sent me deck lists on like Cardsphere or Puka Trade before. Say, can you look at this deck? Can you look at this deck? Can you look at this deck? I think that the way I'll answer those is going to be through the rogue refiner. And of course, I am a greedy capitalist, so people that pay will get first priority. But I'll probably try to do it like a weekly or a bi-monthly series of the Rogue Refiner. And then the Jank Off, I think I'll just have fun with Crazy Brews, like this one. Ones we don't think are going to be able to win. But, all right, what is he doing now? You're going to commit. You're going to commit my poor Oketra. Do I just kill it here? Sack it to Scry? Nah, who cares? And that actually, yeah, that actually revolts right now, so I don't have to worry about the revolt. Let's go ahead and take the Torrential Gearhulk. Kapow! And then we can cast the Renegade map. That's a terrible. Will I ever try any other card games besides Magic? Yeah, I have before. Like I was a big Dice Masters player for a while, if that counts. So can I? Let's see if I can get down. I don't think I can get down in the cards that I need to for Hazoret. I'm going to try to establish a Hazoret here, though. Okay, so we'll just go ahead, and I think I will scry. Rather than use the memory part, or do I want to get rid of memory? Oops, I should attack the servo. Forgot that's Summoning Sickness. I am not paying attention tonight with trying to look at chat every second and then back to the screen. So I don't think I want to kill the treasure because I want to use the mana to get rid of commit here. So we'll just go ahead and sack the Torrential Gearhulk. And sure, we can put that on top. I think it's fine. And then we'll go ahead and kill this to exile these two. So my opponent can't fill back up their hand. And put... Oh, geez, I forgot about this. We can put it on top. It's fine. It's something we want. And now we get a servo after this. And we are good. So shipping makes it worthwhile most times, especially big items, to sell singles online. We're trying to start to sell singles. Oh, Jesus. Keeps cutting out, huh? Something up with the connection to it. It's time to get a new cord. I apologize for that. All right, so don't know how much I missed again. I'm trying to check over here with the... We get the Locust God. That's one of the win cons. and gonna harness lightning his own Locust God. Sure, that's fine. We'll go a Treasure Keeper here. Go ahead and just scry. And definitely want that on top, absolutely. And we're going to go ahead and attack in with everything. And this is going to put my opponent at a 5. And then we get a servo here from the Renegade map. And my opponent's going to have to cast the Locust God next turn. And I think that we should be able to win the following turn. I don't think that my opponent can really put out enough cards. We have the Lost Legacy coming out too, so about a minute and a half missed of audio. I don't even know what I was talking about. Probably nothing, just probably about the game. So I think people are talking about shipping to Canada or selling online singles, and I'm just saying that I'm in the work talking to a few people. A couple of them are in chat right now about a collaborative store. But that's in the right now. If you have any singles you want, you can send me an email and I can hook you up. But we use like a TCG Player site at the moment, and TCG Player is even awful. It's like 8.5% plus processing fees as well for even the TCG store. So let's go ahead. I'm going to cycle away this Sweltering Suns. And that allows me to now, we're in a Lost Legacy here. And we are going to go for Approach the Second Sun. And just 1. So Settle the Wreckage is in hand, so we won't be attacking in. And there's just 1 Settle the Wreckage. What else? Win condition. My opponent has like 1 win condition left after this. So not a big deal. We'll go ahead and attack in with the servos. And I think we still attack in with Hazard. Well, it's going to probably use the... this makes it kind of weird for the Settle the Wreckage. I don't even know if I have any. Oh, you guys are right with the Hazard. I can actually use the discard option. Ha! Maybe I should. How many times I actually played this card? I think this is the first deck that I have played it. So we can actually go Revolt off the Treasure Keeper and cast a Bontu. And now we have, between Bontu and Hazard, we've got this game won. And we're going to put that on bottom. We don't need it. And we get our last mountain. And find another land off of that, but it doesn't matter. And I'm just going to go ahead and scry. Put that on bottom. And we've got this game. We're going to time out for the second game. But this ended up being a pretty fun deck to play around with. See if my opponent can go crazy just with cards for the Locust God. So we'll have 4 damage. We'll have 6 damage next turn. Yeah, there's no way our opponent can actually do anything here. What's Hazard going for now? I thought all prices from Standard was crashing. I thought it was down to... Oh yeah, I can't F6 here. There we go. Ta-da! Hey, we found the win there. What is wrong with my stupid... Figure it out. Or what if I put it up? Yeah, it's got a short in it. I need to go buy another cord. So maybe I'll do that after this game. We'll try to find another cord and see if we can get this thing fixed. But what I seen is Hazoret. There is no Pro Tour to look forward to, so there's no point for vendors to keep hold of standard cards. They're just trying to all just sell them out. Yeah, I'm trying to keep an eye on it. I have a little audio bar here, but I'm trying to keep an eye on it, but sometimes while watching the game, that's just not realistic. So we're going to go Filigree Familiar, see if my opponent wants to like Essence Scatter it. But it gets Opt. Nope, Opt is fine. And it's good. It's a threat. Another Opt. All right, so I think I want just chuck out Hazoret here. And I'm 100% sure this can get countered. I don't think it's very strong with what our... Oh, it does not. That means a Settle the Wreckage is probably in my opponent's hand. So Hazards can be really, really good because we can just get rid of worthless cards. It's going to be a Glimmer here. Yep. I still think we name, with Lost Legacy, we still name Approach, because it's the card that just auto wins. So I'm going to go, hopefully my opponent does Settle the Wreckage here. Oh no, I can't attack in, so it doesn't matter. But let's see. We can just go Evolving Wilds. Yeah, I don't think I want to go Lost Legacy quite yet, unless my opponent does. Another Evolving Wilds. That is not what I wanted. See if we can ditch our hand, though. Yeah, not enough to ditch. And double Settle the Wreckage. He's going to go for the race, which is smart at this point. Jeez. I'm probably gonna have to shut down stream after this one and go to Walmart and buy a cord, because it just keeps coming loose. I apologize for it. And disallow there. And that is going to be game there. So I die on the backswing. So I'm gonna hurry and go run a cord. Go find a cord for this. I'll be back in like 15-20 minutes. Because this cord is completely fried. It keeps coming loose off the bottom here. At least we found what the problem is. I thought it was just like something else been trying different USB ports and whatnot, but it's 100% this cord keeps coming loose. So I'll be back in about 15 minutes. And so think about some requests that you want for the Rogue's Alley. We'll play the Mirror Art combo if you want, or we can go on to Marionette Master. And yeah, I apologize again. We'll be right back.